10 signs you do not have ADHD. What if everything you thought you knew about focus and feeling overwhelmed was wrong? Like most people, we probably pictured a certain image when we heard about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Maybe it was the stereotype of someone constantly hyper, unable to sit still. And because that wasn't us, we were sure it didn't apply. But then, we might hear about the actual experience, the internal chaos, the struggle with everyday tasks, the feeling of a brain that just won't cooperate. And suddenly, things that felt like personal failings start to make a different kind of sense. If you've ever felt like you're operating on a different frequency, constantly battling distraction or disorganization for reasons you couldn't explain, understanding how a brain with strong executive function operates can be incredibly revealing. It highlights the contrast and might just shed light on your own unique challenges and strengths. Stay till the end, where we will make a step-by-step plan on how to apply this to your life. We put a lot of hours into this animated video, so if you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos. Let's begin. Part 1. Reaching full potential. We feel satisfied with our achievements and sense that we are operating near our capacity. We set goals, make plans, and consistently progress towards them, feeling a sense of accomplishment and alignment between effort and outcome. This feeling isn't about achieving external markers of success, but about an internal sense of competence and effectiveness. We feel capable of translating our intentions into actions with relative ease. The path from having an idea to seeing it through feels navigable. When we encounter obstacles, we're generally able to problem solve and adapt our plans without getting completely derailed. This consistent ability to utilize our skills and energy effectively contributes to a pervasive feeling that we are living up to our capabilities, whatever they may be. It's a sense of flow and forward momentum that feels sustainable and largely within our control. We feel like the driver of our own progress, steering towards our desired outcomes with a sense of agency and predictability. This is in contrast to a common experience for those with ADHD, who often feel a profound disconnect between their potential and their actual output. A sense of constantly underachieving regardless of external accomplishments, as if they are fighting against an invisible current that prevents consistent forward movement. Part 2. Tasks completed on time. We routinely meet deadlines for work, personal projects, and commitments without significant stress or last-minute rushes. We manage our time effectively, break down large tasks into smaller, manageable steps, and allocate sufficient time for completion, experiencing a sense of control over our schedule. We have a good internal sense of how long tasks will take and can estimate time requirements with reasonable accuracy. When a deadline is approaching, it triggers a natural sense of urgency that prompts us to act in a timely manner, allowing for thoughtful work and review rather than panicked cramming. We can prioritize tasks based on their deadline and importance, shifting our focus and energy accordingly. The process feels structured and predictable. We don't find ourselves frequently blindsided by forgotten deadlines or overwhelmed by a pile of tasks that suddenly demand immediate attention. This reliable ability to complete tasks within expected timeframes reflects a strong working memory, effective time perception, and the ability to initiate and sustain effort consistently, which are hallmarks of well-functioning executive control systems. Did you know that ADHD brains learn better visually? That's why you are currently learning from this video. Wouldn't it be better if you had an app specially designed for ADHD brains like you? That's exactly what BookWatch offers. We have animated book summaries of the best non-fiction books. You can watch animated videos like the one you are currently watching and also ask our AI how to specifically apply each book to your life. Check out the BookWatch app in the first link in the description below. Part 3. Projects fully finished. Our finished projects are genuinely complete, lacking glaring errors, missing details, or crucial components. We follow instructions thoroughly and ensure all requirements are met before considering something done. The final product is a polished reflection of the initial goals and specifications. We have a systematic approach to completing work, often involving review steps to catch mistakes or oversights. The concept of done means truly finished, checked, and delivered, not just mostly done or good enough because time ran out. This meticulousness stems from an ability to maintain focus on details, sustain attention through the final stages of a task, and resist the impulse to declare something finished prematurely. We take satisfaction in the completeness and quality of our work, and this consistency builds trust and reliability in both professional and personal context. The ability to tie up all the loose ends, no matter how small, is a key indicator of strong executive function, particularly in areas like sustained attention, working memory, and inhibitory control, resisting the urge to move on before completion. Part 4. Instructions are followed. We read instructions carefully, understand the requirements, and follow the steps in the prescribed order. We don't feel an overwhelming urge to skip steps, invent a better way before understanding the original, or abandon the instructions because the process feels tedious. We value the guidance provided and trust that following the instructions is the most efficient path to a successful outcome. While we might think critically about the instructions, our default is to adhere to them, especially when learning something new or completing a standardized task. The patience required to read through detailed steps and the discipline to follow them sequentially come naturally. This indicates a capacity for sustained attention, working memory, holding the steps in mind, and inhibitory control, suppressing the impulse to deviate. We understand that instructions are there for a reason, and that deviating without full comprehension can lead to errors or inefficiencies. Part 5. Starting tasks without detours. We initiate projects and tasks directly, focusing on the necessary steps without getting easily sidetracked by unrelated ideas or activities. We don't typically find ourselves starting a project only to end up unexpectedly shopping online for entirely unrelated items, reorganizing a closet, or diving down a research rabbit hole that has nothing to do with the original task. Our intention to start and work on a specific task generally translates into focused action on that task. While creative ideas might pop up, we can easily note them down for later without letting them derail our current effort. This ability to stick to the intended course of action is a reflection of strong attentional control and inhibitory control, allowing us to filter out distractions and resist impulses that would pull us away from the task at hand. We maintain a clear focus on the goal and the steps required to reach it, without getting lost in tangential pursuits that consume valuable time and energy needed for the primary objective. The path from "I need to do this" to "I am doing this" is relatively direct and free from significant detours. Part 6. Rarely losing track. We consistently maintain awareness of where we are in a task, conversation, or process. We don't frequently lose our train of thought, forget what we were just doing, or become disoriented about the current step or topic. Our internal sense of continuity is strong. We can easily pick up where we left off if interrupted, and we maintain a clear mental map of our progress. This doesn't mean we never forget anything, but the experience of suddenly feeling lost or completely losing track of what was happening is uncommon. This reflects robust working memory, the ability to hold and manipulate information in our minds in real time, and consistent attentional control, allowing us to stay anchored in the present moment and the task at hand. We feel mentally present and connected to our ongoing activities, which contributes to a sense of competence and reliability in our daily functioning and interactions. Part 7. Not suddenly scattered. Someone who knows us well would not comment that we seem unusually scattered, distracted, or disorganized lately. While life events, stress, grief, major changes like a new job or relationship ending can temporarily impact anyone's focus and organization, for us, these periods of struggling with attention or feeling overwhelmed are clearly linked to external circumstances and resolve once the situation stabilizes. Our baseline level of focus, organization, and consistency is generally stable over time. If we are struggling, it's a noticeable deviation from our usual self, prompted by a specific, identifiable challenge like sleep deprivation, illness, or a significant life crisis. This is distinct from the experience of someone whose executive function challenges are a lifelong trait, present since childhood, even if unrecognized or attributed to other things, and representing their typical mode of operation even when things are calm. A sudden onset of symptoms that look like ADHD after a traumatic event or period of intense stress is more likely related to the brain's response to trauma, anxiety, depression, or overwhelm, rather than a manifestation of ADHD, which is a neurodevelopmental condition. Part 8. Finishing the whole process. We follow through on multi-step processes, like doing laundry, consistently completing all stages from start to finish in a timely manner. We wash, dry, fold, and put away clothes, typically within a day or two, without piles of clean laundry accumulating on chairs, remaining in baskets for days, or sitting unfolded. We have a system and we follow it. This applies to many areas of life. Replacing a light bulb means getting the bulb and putting it in. Starting a form means filling it out and mailing it. Cooking dinner means preparing the food and cleaning the kitchen afterwards. The ability to initiate a task and see it through all its necessary stages, even the less appealing ones, is a strong indicator of robust executive function, particularly task initiation, sustained attention, and follow-through. We don't get stuck in the middle or lose momentum after the initial steps. The sense of completion is satisfying, and the environment remains functional because tasks are finished rather than perpetually half done. Part 9. Overwhelmed in a crisis. When faced with a sudden, high-pressure crisis, we typically feel overwhelmed, stressed, and might struggle to think clearly or act decisively. Our performance might decrease under extreme pressure, and we might feel paralyzed or unable to cope effectively until the immediate threat has passed or external support is provided. This is a normal human response to crisis. The surge of adrenaline can impair complex cognitive functions for many people. This contrasts sharply with the experience of some individuals with ADHD who may find that their focus, clarity, and ability to act are paradoxically enhanced in high-stress, urgent situations. The novelty and intensity of a crisis can sometimes provide the necessary stimulation to engage a brain that otherwise struggles with consistent focus on mundane tasks. While others might freeze or become disorganized, someone with ADHD might feel a surge of focused energy that allows them to perform brilliantly, whether in an emergency room, on a stage, or in a high-stakes negotiation. Feeling overwhelmed in a crisis, while unpleasant, is a typical neurotypical response pattern. Part 10. No family history. None of our immediate family members, parents, grandparents, siblings, or children have been diagnosed with ADHD or exhibit clear, lifelong patterns of significant executive function challenges consistent with the condition. ADHD is highly heritable, meaning it tends to run strongly in families due to genetic factors influencing brain development and function. While other factors like head injuries, lead exposure in childhood, or prenatal complications can cause similar symptoms, the most common pathway is genetic. If you have a strong personal history of these challenges, but absolutely no one in your close or extended family tree shows any signs, it makes ADHD less likely, although certainly not impossible. Conversely, if you recognize lifelong patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, or impulsivity in yourself, and also see similar patterns in a parent, sibling, or child, this significantly increases the likelihood that these challenges are related to ADHD, as it strongly suggests a genetic predisposition that influences how your brain is wired. If reading through these points, describing consistent focus, organization, and follow-through feels like reading about someone else's life, and the descriptions of contrast, the internal chaos, the struggle with initiation and follow-through, the feeling of underachievement, the challenges with time and organization resonate deeply with your own long-standing experiences, it suggests that your brain might indeed be wired in a way that makes navigating a world designed for typically functioning executive systems inherently more challenging. This recognition is not about labeling oneself, but about gaining a deeper understanding of one's own unique operating system. With understanding comes the power to implement strategies that work for you, rather than trying to force yourself into molds that don't fit. Understanding how your brain works is the first step towards building a life that feels more manageable and fulfilling, regardless of whether any specific diagnosis applies. The goal is to identify your unique challenges and strengths and develop practical approaches to navigate daily life more effectively. This journey is about self-discovery and empowerment, not about fitting neatly into a category. Here is a step-by-step plan on how to apply this understanding to your life. Step 1. Reflect and observe your patterns. The first crucial step is to become a curious, non-judgmental observer of your own behavior and internal experience. This isn't about trying to diagnose yourself, but about gathering information. Think about the points we've discussed and consider where you consistently struggle. Do deadlines feel abstract until the last minute? Do you have multiple half-finished projects lying around? Do you frequently lose track of items or appointments? Are you easily overwhelmed by sensory input or background noise? Do you often feel like you're putting in immense effort but getting less done than others seem to? Conversely, when do you feel most effective, focused, and in control? Are there specific types of tasks, environments, or levels of pressure where you thrive? Keep a journal or simply make notes on your phone throughout the week. Jot down instances where you notice these patterns. Pay attention. Here is a step-by-step plan on how to apply this understanding to your life. Step 1. Observe your daily patterns. Pay close attention to when you struggle with focus, organization, or starting tasks. Note the situations where you feel most effective. Step 2. Research executive function and related concepts. Learn about how attention, planning, and organization work in the brain from reliable sources. Understand that different brains function differently. Step 3. Experiment with practical strategies. Try different techniques for time management, organization, and task completion. See what helps you focus and finish things. Step 4. Consider professional guidance if needed. If challenges are significant, talk to a doctor or mental health professional for assessment and support. Step 5. Build a supportive environment. Organize your physical space and communicate your needs to people around you. Be kind to yourself as you learn and adapt. If you like this video and you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos.